How are you doing? I think that question is really underrated because everybody asks how are you, but nobody actually cares about it. But seriously, how are you doing? Okay, I'm not your psychologist or anything, but I really want to know that what is behind that smiles. Since my childhood, I've always been interested in that. But our topic is not that. So I sometimes overshare things, but it's a part of my character. So it's not your thought. Generally, the things that we say and the way we act are not we. So we think that we are thinking in a that way, but actually, there is a series that I've watched this year, and even though that's IMDb point was not that much high, but I have learned so many things from that series. By the way, I don't remember its name, but if you insist, I could find its name on my copybook because I have a list. I don't actively use Letterbox because I don't know, I like writing the name of the movies on my copybook. By the way, I have a collection of the things like books and theaters that I went and the movies that I've watched. So they're all are in that one copybook. But anyways, so there was something like we all think that we are free, but if we learn that even we don't have any freedom and we don't have any decisions, and all of those things are those thoughts are not belong to us, they are just a reflection of our subconscious mind, we could go crazy. So we are really crazy, by the way. We're really crazy creatures. But that is really a reality that we just when we grew up, we learned so many things which are not true and they are not our thoughts. But the case in here is that if you internalize those things, you become, and you just internalize and absorb that thoughts that you grew up with. So then they become you. And at that time, whenever they let them become you, you lose that game and you become that word and that thought. For example, I have got so many examples. When I was a child, when I was in 4th grade, I wasn't good at studying because I didn't like studying. I was that bad girl in the school. By the way, I was really bad girl in the school, but I don't know what happened, but I really significantly changed over the years and I became totally different person. So when I was 4th grade, I wasn't studying at all, and people, specifically people from my family, my closest ones, were telling among each other that she's stupid and she's not good at math, she's just learning everything by heart. She really struggles with learning. By the way, when I was a child, I took a nervous, there was something that was related to the nervous that I forgot that word. What was that? Herbs, maybe herbs, or oh my gosh, medicine. Yeah, medicine. Oh my. Okay, that medicine. I took a medicine, but and that was not for me. So they were. I went to the. Not I went to the hospital and I've sat here, but that happened when I was just 5 years old. So, oh my gosh, I'm talking really bad. Oh, okay. Let me just tell everything in order. Okay, when I was 5, I took my father's medicines. They were neurological medicines, and it took a little bit longer time to remove them from my system, and they were from Iran, I guess, and they were so intense. So that's why Doctors also told my mom that it's not possible to remove that effect 100% from her body. It can also affect on her learning abilities and her performance. So in the future, she could struggle with understanding things and concepts or anything that just because, as I said, they were so intense. And I don't know why, but my mom and my grandmother always related that problem, which happened when I was just 5, with my studies. So once they were talking with each other, and I just hear that from other room. They were thinking that I was sleeping, but I wasn't sleeping, and I heard everything I didn't supposed to hear about me. So that's why they were just telling my brother that she's not smart enough and she's just learning everything by heart. Don't pay attention to her, anything like this, etc., etc. And you know what? They were always comparing us, like, your brother has a logic, but you don't have any logic. You are just learning everything by heart. Because I really believed in that thing, I was jealous of my brother's intelligence. And I always felt like there is something missing out me and I'm not good enough. I've never felt like I'm good enough. And even though people think that I don't have any problems, I don't know why, but people think that I have good appearance and I wouldn't have any, that's why I wouldn't have any issues with my appearance, but actually I had so many issues with my, by the way, still I have so many issues with my appearance, and but for that time that was not my appearance, that was just about my intelligence. I really believed in those things, so that's why it really stopped me learning, and I have never been interested in studies for a long time. However, in 6th grade everything has significantly changed because I've seen my classmates and how enthusiastic they are about learning. So that really motivated me and I started studying. So my brain was just so new to the new things. And that was really complicated for me to learn because I was playing the PUBG all the day. My brain wasn't ready for this. So at first, I was learning everything by heart. I didn't understand their logic because, as I said, I wasn't into studies, and that was the first time that I was really dedicated to studying. So in 8th grade and 9th grade, I got really good result from our country's internal exam. And after that incident, everybody started to respect me, even though that point was not good enough for me, but that was enough for other people. And that determined my worth in their eyes. And till that time, I have always just analyzed it and seen myself from other people's eyes. I've never felt enough. I've always felt like I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I don't have logic as my brother. And I internalize their thoughts. However, whenever they see that how much I'm dedicated to learning and I'm really enthusiastic about it, their thoughts started to change about me. And I was somewhat proud of it, that their thoughts have changed now, but I also couldn't forget those words. And now, even though people really, I don't know, for example, my grandma told that about me, she doesn't understand problems. She was, by the way, she's a teacher. She was a teacher. Now she's just retired, but she told me that she doesn't understand the problems. By the way, it's not about math. It's just about, I just want to express my thoughts to you with related memory. Okay, she told that she just doesn't understand, and I was thinking that I could never be as good as my grandmother, because my mom told every time that my mom, so she was telling that, so I mean, my grandmother knows everything very well and perfectly, regarding her age, because she was 72 or something like this. So that's really good for her age, but I'm not gonna go into the details. Okay, that's enough right now. And they came, and she was just trying to teach things me, but I have never been my grandmother's favorite girl. I was the only girl, but she has never loved me. She just loves boys, that kind of woman. They're really freaked that they only love boys and they hate girls. But anyways, I still respect her. Okay, so for example, I remember that once I was sitting next to her, and I was sitting right of her, and my brother was just left side of her, and I was just trying to learn things. I was just tried, okay? And she ignored me, and she turned towards my brother. By the way, I'm not jealous of my brother. I really love him, and we openly talked about all of those things with each other. So I don't have any problem with my brother. I genuinely love him. So that thing made me really unmotivated toward learning. Because of them, because of their thoughts, I never believed in myself. And I was really thinking that, how much I was obsessed with logic, and I was just looking at, I remember that I've watched Sherlock Holmes, and I remembered my brother, and I wanted to be like Sherlock Holmes. So that's why in 7th grade, I started to learn about body language, and I started to get involved in self-improvement. I worked on my diction. I just wanted to articulate myself really better and express my thoughts in a clear way. So that's why I practiced a lot. I wanted to speak fluently. I wanted to learn what are the tactics of manipulation. I swear that I still know each detail of body language. So after that, I got into the reading, and I was so much obsessed with reading and movies. So I'm still, but not that much. At that period, that was really intense. You know why I changed it? Because I forgot what they said about me, and I saw my potential that I'm able to do something. And I started to believe in myself that I am capable of everything, and if I want, I can do everything. That, by the way, happened after my grandmother moved to her own house, and we started to live by ourselves. When she just went, and after she went, after 2 years, I started to realize myself. And I didn't make her words to sound in my brain, and I didn't let that words stop me. So another thing, but if you're the opposite, what could happen? I also have another example for this. But now I just want to share positive one with you. Then what is the side effect if you internalize what they say? So people didn't respect me because I wasn't good at my studies, okay? And I was just like, pretty girl, she's pretty but she's dumb, okay? I was that girl for them. And I'm not perfect, by the way, but for them I was good. But I have never felt that I'm really good enough. Even my classmates and my friends were telling me you are smart, but I have never felt like this. But by the way, I don't say that I'm smart. I'm just telling what was happening. And they were just telling me that even my teachers were telling me that you are so smart, but you are not aware of it. You know, when that clicked me that there is something in me, because I have never ever heard a good word about my intelligence. I have never ever, because they only compared me with my brother and with other students, and I wasn't top student. Well, I'm just talking about that kind of thing. It's not just about grades, okay? It's just about how my character transformed. So, so my teacher for the first time see me, and he told me that you are naturally smart. And I was just like, what? I remember that moment that I was thinking about it. Is he serious? Maybe I just pretended and he just believed in me? Oh my god, what is he talking about? I'm not smart, because I was so much believed in that. Because I had people around me that they were academically so smart, and other than academic things, they were just interested in so many things, and I knew that I'm not good enough. There was that whisper in my mind that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not the best. And that's lived with me. I still cannot believe that whenever someone says to me that you are so intelligent. Because I've grown up with that thing that, I've grown up with that comparisons and with that humiliations, which was so or too much for a girl that just in 4th grade and 5th grade. I didn't know anything about the world. How can you judge me? Because I wasn't studying, because I just wanted to play the game and to be in the outside and play with the dogs and create my own world on social media. So sometimes you expect matureness from adult people, but when I was a child, I was thinking that other adults are really intelligent and they are mature. But as I grow up, I see that it's not. It's really not. So, but what happens if you internalize what they say about you? When I was 7th grade, I remember that I was so annoying girl. I was incredibly annoying girl. And there was a test, and everybody, without any exception, including me, copied from each other, and our teacher knew that. By the way, she was my favorite teacher, and I still love her too much, even though we don't talk anymore. But I don't know, during that time, she was like my soulmate, and I genuinely love her. So we all got 70 plus, okay? Even a student who doesn't study at all and just making stupid things got 70 plus. And at the end of the class, she told us that just sit there and I will come next to you, to all children, by the way, not only me. So I will come and I will sign in that mark, okay? And when it was my turn, I told that I don't want it. Because, by the way, there is a reason, by the way. Because I was incredibly obsessed with being honest. During those years, I didn't tell a lie. Even just for favor of myself. So that's why so many troubles happened to me, because I wasn't telling a lie. If someone really pushes me that you have to tell a lie because it's really essential, in that case I was just telling a lie. So that was my obsession. And I really wanted to be really perfect. I mean, honest and conscious about myself. So I told her I don't want it. because everybody got 70 plus, and what is the meaning of that thing? Everybody copied from each other, and I don't want it. And maybe I was a bit rude when I was telling that to her, and she told me that, that was like the movie scene, I swear to God. She told me that with that deep emotion and intense feeling, looking at my eyes, you will never be happy if you will act like this, if you will continue like this. And I was just smiled at her because I didn't want to show her my feelings. But when she just went to other child to sign in, and when she just turned another side, oh my gosh, I felt there was a pain in my heart splitting around. And in that time, I really felt there is something that really hurts me. I was really cold during that time, and I wasn't aware of my feelings because I was in 7th grade. And you know how intense that feeling, that pain was releasing from my heart. And I remember exactly how was it. So, and every time, whenever I depressed, I remember that word because I internalized it. Because that was an excuse for me not to be happy, because I also didn't want to be happy, and I was trying to make myself the miserable person in the world. And I was also telling that to some of my friends, that she told me and she was right. And I was also telling myself that she was right, you will never be happy. You will never be happy. And there was that sound in my brain that you will never be happy. You will never be happy because you're not able to love yourself. And that was, oh my gosh, that was really remained me for years. It's not about what they tell, because as I said in my other videos, that people see you as the reflection of their own characters or their dark sides and etc. It's just about you. Do you choose internalizing them or not? Because I gave 2 examples about me, even though I talked a little bit much, but in the first example, I didn't listen to them. I had my own goal. And whenever you have a goal, you just forget whatever other people say. And now I'll go to university, for example. And on the other side, if you internalize, you will live with that words, and you will make them a part of your own character. And one day, that sound will become your own words, and that own words one day will become your character. And one day you will just wake up and see that you are these words. So just because I just want to tell you that if somebody hurted you or told something that really hurt you so badly and you cannot still forget, it's not my job to advise you, and it's really too much for me to give someone advice, but don't forget these words. If I were you, I wouldn't forget. Learn, just because I cannot say that forget it, because it's not possible to forget. But I can still forget, and I was in 7th grade when this happened. Now I will go to university. So 4 years have passed, but I cannot still forget. So the stupid advice is that just forget it, because it's not possible to forget it, because it has always been with you. How can you forget it? Don't forget it. Just remember it, but don't let them to be you. And their thoughts are not yours. Even though some people think that they know you very well. Maybe your parents, for example, my parents think that they know me very well, but there are so many things that they don't know about my character, and they cannot still see that how much I change it since my childhood. Since the day I decided that I want to be different, and I have my own goals, and I want to create my own world, and I want to live a life that I want. By the way, it's not a successful man's story or anything. I just share my own experience. I'm not a successful person. But at some point, I also internalize their words, but don't let affect them. So there was a video on Instagram that I've seen that there is a water. It's not heavy, but imagine that is stress. But if you hold it for a longer time, that will just make you tired, make your arm tired, and that's analogy for stress. So it's just about how much you hold it. It's not about how heavy it is. It's just about how much you hold it. And I just wanna remember you that don't hold it for a long time, and just focus on yourself. It is the best thing that I've ever heard in my life. Just focus on yourself and don't fucking care what other people are doing. Where are they? I don't fucking care about anymore. Maybe it might be a little bit interesting for me that what are they doing in their lives, but now I'm too much focused on myself. So I want you to do the same thing. Have a perfect night. Goodbye.